What should the Knicks do with the 8th overall pick? There are some rumors that they want to trade back and draft Tyrese Maxey. I'm not going to sit here and fake like I know his game because I don't. I think you watch more college basketball than me. I'm not sure about you, Jack, if you've seen Tyrese Maxey, but you guys let me know. What do you see in Tyrese Maxey?
If you're a Knicks fan, you want to stay clear. You want to get this is my take, and I'm going to be honest with you. Tyrese Maxey is a great player. He's good. I like his game. He's a scorer. He is 6'3". You don't want to put him and RJ Barrett in a backcourt. It's just not going to work. You stay clear of him, and you stay clear of Cole Anthony, please. I think the only clear answer right now is to draft Tyrese at the 8th spot. You need a point guard. You need a guy who can shoot. You need a guy
Halliburton.
Halliburton. You need a guy who can shoot. You need a guy who could be a great playmaker, and Halliburton can do all of that. You know, he shot 40% in college. Now, granted, I don't know if it's going to translate, but that means he's a pretty solid shooter. His jump shot is a little iffy. He has to fix the mechanics, but you need a playmaker. You need somebody at the point guard spot that's going to literally run a team. You want RJ to have spacing. You have RJ and you have Mitchell. You have your two cornerstones. That's who they are. Kevin Knox is a bust. We get that. Julius Randle, he's going to be gone. He's trash. So you got Mitchell down low. You got RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett needs shooters around him. You bring in Halliburton. He can shoot. He can also be another primary ball handler. That was one of the problems with you Knicks. You didn't have enough ball handlers.
So quick question. Killian Hayes, Tyrese Halliburton on the board. Who are you taking?
Tyrese Halliburton. I'm not. If Tyrese Halliburton is available at the 8th overall pick, you guys will be crazy not to pick him.
You'd be dumb. You'd be the Knicks.
Like Riv just mentioned, he is everything that the Knicks have been missing. An exciting playmaking guard who can also defend. He's long and lengthy, 6'5". He shoots the ball well. And although his body needs some developing, I see him as a better offensive Lonzo Ball. And I think that he can be a legit NBA.
I don't see that.
You might like this one. Mine was MCW with a jump shot.
I can also see that too. And I think he's a better playmaker than MCW was.
I don't think Tyrese slides to the 8th spot. I'm talking about Halliburton. I don't think he goes that far. I think Atlanta drafts him.
I agree.
I think that's a great spot.
Atlanta drafts him?
I think they need another playmaker. It showed when they traded for Jeff Teague and they got better.
If you could pair him with Trae Young, that would be a solid. Because again, I think one of the biggest things about Halliburton is he could defend. He's long. He's got big arms. 6'5".
The 6. Or the 5th, one of those, the 6th or the 5th.
I don't think, and listen, again, if Halliburton is there for you guys, I think you pick him. I think he's a big-time player. I just mentioned to you before we started recording, the first time I really took notice of him as a legit NBA prospect was the Seton Hall game down at the Battle for Atlantis, and he took over that game with Miles Powell, back and forth, back and forth. He's a difference maker, and I think that he could help turn things around for the Knicks.
He's going to be what you thought Elfrid Payton was going to be when you signed him.
Yeah.
Literally.
I didn't have any expectations.
Well, I'm just talking about whatever the Knicks thought they were going to get from signing him, he's just going to be with that. He's going to be a playmaker that's going to come in and do that.
He would fill that guard spot that you guys
I
have
draft
been missing.
Killian Hayes over Tyrese. I like Killian Hayes better. That's just me. I like Killian Hayes better. I think he's more of a smooth player. He's a raw prospect, but I draft him over him. I think he has a chance. Devin Vassell.
You lost me with that one.
Devin Vassell, for the people that are watching the graphic up here, we got Killian Hayes, Tyrese Maxey, and Devin Vassell, all people rumored to go to the Knicks. Devin Vassell, I want the Knicks to stay far away from him. I feel like he's too much of a project for the Knicks to try to take a risk.
But you don't think Killian is a project?
No, because he played overseas and he played against legit
There's
competition.
a lot more.
And he's a point guard and a legit playmaker.
Yeah,
I think Devin Vassell, I don't know. I've seen the video surface of him and his jump shot. I don't like his jump shot.
He makes it, though, at a very high percentage.
Yeah, I think how many attempts? Like 3 a game? Like there. Really low volume. This is who I want the Knicks to draft. And this player is going to be special. Aaron Nesmith out of Vanderbilt.
6'6" wing.
Averaged 23 points per game. Shot 50% from 3 on 8 attempts. So a lot of attempts, and he shot 50% from 3. He got injured, but I think he's one of the best off-ball scorers in the draft. He can move off the ball very well. He was the best catch-and-shoot player in college, and I think that's exactly what the Knicks need. He's 6'6", like you said. He could play the 2. He could play the 3. he already has a really strong and nice NBA body. I feel like he can be a good defender in the NBA. You pair him with RJ. RJ has somebody he could kick it out to. And if that happens, I wouldn't mind if we get a Fred VanVleet to come and play. And now we have Fred, who's a defender, RJ, he can be a defender, and Aaron Nesmith, who's a really great shooter. And now we have shooting around RJ and Mitchell, and we could build our team like that. I think Aaron Nesmith is going to be special. And if the Knicks don't draft him, it's going to be a mistake. I really think he's a sleeper in this draft.
You think Halliburton would be a mistake?
I don't think he's going to be there at the 8th pick.
Well, I'm saying if he is, hypothetically speaking, he is. You think it would be a mistake?
If Tyrese is there,
he can play.
I like Aaron better. I draft Aaron if I'm the Knicks over Halliburton.
I
like Nesmith. I just don't think you take him at 8. I think that's a little too high.
What is he going to go? 13th, 14th? That's right there in the ballpark.
I think
he might go lower.
One of the things you mentioned was them trading back for Tyrese Maxey. And although, like Riv mentioned, not the best fit with RJ Barrett, I don't think it would be the worst move for you guys. And there's a lot of connections between Kentucky in general and the Knicks. And
their assistant coach is on the Knicks now.
I think that Maxey is comparable to what Tyler Hero was coming out into the draft. When I thought when Tyler Hero came out, he could have used another year at school. You know, I thought he needed some development, but at the end of the day, he could flat out score. He's a playmaker, and I think in the right system, which I do question if that's something that the Knicks would lack, I think he can turn into a great NBA scorer. He's a great playmaker. He needs some work on his defense, and his 3-point shot isn't where you want it to be at.
And that's my problem with players like that. I want to draft a player who I know can flat out shoot the ball. That's the most important skill in the NBA you can have right now. And that's why I feel like Aaron Nesmith is such a great pick and such a safe pick. You know he can shoot the ball. You know he can shoot. I don't want the Knicks to draft an Isaac Okoro. I don't want them.
He locks up.
I don't want them to draft a Devin Vassell who had low volume on threes in college. I want them to draft somebody who's a proven shooter and can shoot. And I don't think Aaron Nesmith slides past 15. You look at the teams that are like 11 through 15. You got Boston. You got the Pelicans. You got the Kings. You got the Spurs. One of those teams, if Aaron Nesmith is on the board, is going to take him. And I think the best spot for him to go to would probably be New Orleans.
Who?
Aaron Nesmith, because Drew Holiday might get traded. They're going to need to fill the void at that spot. I think that would be one of the best places that he could go.
So do you think the Knicks should trade back for him in that situation? Or would you take him with the 8th overall pick?
I think he's going to be special, so I'll take him with the 8th pick. I'm not comparing him to this player, right? But if we're back in the 2017 draft, I believe, that was a draft of Donovan Mitchell, right? People would have said you were crazy to draft Donovan Mitchell 8th or 7th, and look at what he turned into.
That's a good point.
Sometimes players are going to be good. Sometimes players are going to be good, and during the draft process, people say it's too high or whatever, but if he turns out to be good, it's not too high. And I think in hindsight, we're going to look at Aaron Nesmith and be like, he's going to be a really good pro, and he was a really good pro.
The only thing I would say about Nesmith is I don't know if his ceiling is as high as some of the guys that we've been mentioning. You know, like I think he can be a really good pro.
What do you think his ceiling is?
I don't know that he could be a star. Like, I think he could be a solid contributor.
Can he be a Buddy Hield?
Yeah, I think he could be. I definitely think he could be a Buddy Hield.
I'd be fine with that.
But at the 8th overall pick, in the position the Knicks are in, I feel like they have to be looking to draft maybe not a franchise guy,
cornerstone,
but at least somebody who can be a number 2 to RJ Barrett if RJ develops into what you think he can be. And I think that a guy I think a guy like Halliburton has more of that potential. While he also has bigger bust potential, I think he has the potential to be a franchise player.
I feel like right now you guys are looking for a 3-headed dragon. You know, you got Mitchell, you got RJ Barrett. Now I feel like you're looking for that third guy to, come in and, all right, this is the 3 guys we're going to run with. Aaron, I feel like he is a good player. Like I watched him play. He's a really good player. He can play, but the ceiling with him and Halliburton, I mean, it's at the 8th pick. It's gonna be tough. I mean, I wouldn't mind you guys picking Aaron. I just feel like you guys need a guard more than anything. But if your goal is to get Fred VanVleet,
They said they're gonna try to.
but if you
Give
don't
like
get
20
him,
mil.
then you'll be like, damn, now you don't have a point guard.
I think the Knicks can try to find
Reggie
a filler
Bullock.
point. I think the Knicks can try to find a filler point guard, whether it's Fred. I don't know if Goran comes to the Knicks. I don't think he does. I
Doubt
think
it.
he wants to win. I don't
think
know.
Rondo
I don't know if
goes there.
Jeff Teague is on the market.
He is.
He's a filler point guard who's a good playmaker. But I think the Knicks ultimately do land Fred VanVleet. I mean, they're not good at landing stars, but they're really good at landing role players for a lot of money. I think Fred might be one of those guys.
He's projected to get like 22 mil.
I also don't think that Hayes would be a bad pick for you guys. I think that he would be able to slide.
I'm not
into
saying.
that.
I didn't say. I don't think he would be a bad. I just don't think you guys don't have time to wait that long.
Yeah.
Like
And
he's kind of a project. And
This is my biggest problem with like this whole topic in general is I don't know how much I trust the Knicks with any of these prospects that need development because I have to see their new, whatever system I guess you could say is.
To be fair, the Knicks coaching staff looks really good right now. With Tom Thibodeau, Mike Woodson
we got to
is
see some
back.
action with you guys. Gotta see action.
Kenny O'Brien or Johnny O'Brien, I
Yeah.
think, who
I
is
ju-
developing in Donovan Mitchell in Utah.
I want to see it first before I feel confident with any prospect going there because I think that with any prospect the most important thing is the situation around them. You look at the Heat, Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero turned out to be and Kendrick Nunn honestly turned out to be 3 of the best rookies of this class and I think a lot of that credit goes
Situation.
to Eric Spoelstra and what they built around them there in Miami. And, obviously there's the exceptions, Zion Williamson, John Moran. They were going to be stars no matter where they went. But at 8, I don't know if you're going to find that type of guy, especially in this class. I don't think that there's anybody that you look at and they jump off the paper like he's going to be a superstar.
Anthony Edwards. Oh, superstar. Sorry. Oh,
Like, I think looking back at last year, you could look at Zion and Ja and say, at least if they stay healthy, you kind of knew what those two guys were going to give you. And even RJ, you could make an argument that he was a star ready to jump right in. And I don't know if this draft class has that. You can make the
I
argument
think
for
the
Edwards
closest
or
one
Ball.
to it
it'll be them
that
too.
the Knicks can draft that might be available for the Knicks is Obi Toppin.
Superstar?
No, I'm saying star
oh.
player.
I say you guys tank again and get Jalen Green.
You don't have to tank to get the number 1 pick.
That's true.
Yeah, you just got to get super
Get lucky.
Yeah. Like the lottery's all about luck now, especially with the way they have it formatted.
You better just pray to God you get that number 1 pick.
Yeah, I want Aaron Neesmith. I think he's gonna be special.